In a mansion there are two angry old men. And a young boy with black hair in a coat. One angry old man said that as a servant, he is now below trash itself in a very angry tone. The young boy just stood there speechless. In a flashback we now know that this young boy's name is Guard. He was adopted at a young age. Guard is currently 15 years old and has been working as a servant for the Trey Count family. To repay their favor, Guard has been exterminating monsters that appear inside their territory. Even though monster extermination may not be within a servant's job, but if Guard don't do that, the lives of the people will be in danger. However, Guard already did his monster extermination for the day and went home. The other old guy told Guard that as Count Trey said, that he is below trash. We now know that this old dude with long white hair is the Count. Count Trey. He is still furious. Old guy with round glasses asked Guard if he knows why Count Trey is mad. Guard responded with confusion, and that he doesn't have a clue. Count Trey angrily said that Guard is playing dumb and to think that his attitude is just as lowly. Then Count Trey shouted in anger that if he thinks that he doesn't know, that Guard been stealing his money. Guard thought, he's stealing money. Guard responded that he wouldn't do such a thing. And that he didn't do it. Old dude in glasses sigh. You're still refusing to acknowledge, huh? He asked. And that is disgraceful. You always lie about killing monsters to skip work. He added. You think your words can be trusted? Old dude in glasses said while pressuring Guard. Guard responded that he wasn't skipping work. He is killing monsters. And he has shown many proof of that. He got rid of the monster that appeared in the territory this morning. Guard shows a proof. It is a monster fang, a large fang. Count Trey picks the fang in Guard's hand, shouted enough, and slammed the fang into the ground. Guard was shocked, looking at the fang. Count Trey with a loud voice, it's probably fake. He said, you'd better stop taking me for a fool. Guard with nothing to say, thought that they won't believe him. Count Trey wants to add, that he won't tolerate this anymore. He declared that from now on Guard is banished, and that he don't need a useless trash like him. While the other old guy laughed happily at the back. Still shouting angrily, he added that Guard left the house right away. As Guard walks out of the room, after being banished, he can hear the dude with glasses said, that it was a wonderful decision, sir. Guard slowly opens the door, it was creaking. A boy in noble attire is waiting outside, and said that it seems that Guard will be gone today. Guard answered yes, and thanks for everything. We now know, that this kid name is Lodo, and address is Lodo-sama. Lodo says that it was a wonderful news. With a happy face he said that he always hates Guard. Now, closer, and smiling he says that it was worth telling his father that he saw Guard stealing money. Guard, with a face that's not interested anymore, thought he is right. That Sir Trey loves his son, Lodo, very much. If it was Lodo, who said that, Sir Trey would definitely believe him. Lodo, pointing his palm to Gray, said that this will be their last time seeing each other. And he will show something good, as a farewell gift. Guard still not interested and confused. Then Lodo's hand starts to shine. Then a magic circle appear on his arm. A fire is starting to form. Pressure on air is building up. Then that fire turned massive. Lodo shouted the name of this spell. Figara ball. And fire his magic towards Guard. Guard with a blank face, look at the fireball approaching him. Lodo with a face of a maniac shouted, it's a mid-tier magic. And that, Guard, should gratefully accept it. Guard still, with a blank expression. In his thought, mid-tier magic isn't even uncommon. It's too troublesome to dodge it. With the fireball an inch close to his face. He thought that he will let it hit him. Fireball strikes Guard. A direct hit. Lodo laughing and celebrating. Asked how his magic was. Smoke starts to clear. There'll be nothing left, Lodo thinks. Then suddenly he saw Guard's figure. Lodo's confused. He's a little bit sweating. He asks why, or only your clothes in tatters. I mean, he stutters. I made it so that it only destroys your clothes. He declare, and that this is due to his incredible accuracy. Guard still with a blank face expression, responds that yes, it is amazing, in a sarcastic voice. Lodo's now pissed and questioning. What's with that attitude? He asked. You're always like that, while slowly walking towards Guard. He grabs Guard by the collar while shouting, that attitude annoys me. Angry he asked, why aren't you surprised after seeing my magic? Guard not listening. He exhaled, and thought, I was trying to settle this peacefully, but I guess he won't back down. So whatever, I won't see him anymore anyway. Guard grab Lodo's hand that is still holding his collar. Lodo is a bit shocked. He feel guard's strong grip. Guard ask, "You're done right?" Loto enduring the pain. Guard use magic to his arm. Now Loto's face showing unbearable pain. He starts to talk, with a shaking voice and sweating heavily, that yes he's done. And beg to stop. Guard release Loto's shaking hand. He turn back and walk away. And told he'll be leaving. Loto, heavily breathing, shaking in pain and anger. He cursed, and asked what was that strength. Guard look at his clothes and decides he need a change. In the mansion nearing the exit, Guard noticed Count Trey. Count Trey just staring at him. They meet eyes. Then Guard pass Count Trey while bowing his head. Guard now outside. Count Trey says that he forgot to tell. With a serious looking face. "Don't ever think you can live within my territory." "Got it," he says. Guard standing thinking. Finally, says thank you for everything. After that, we see Guard walking outside the mansion. Outside the garden, a little bit depressed, thinking he'll be in trouble now, and didn't know about the common sense of this era. He never ventured out, because he's been protecting these lands from monsters, and never had the opportunity to socialize with the people. Now Guard, thinking, besides, the way Count Trey said it, he probably has informed everyone within his territory to reject Guard. And that it will be difficult to get a job, or buy food in his domain. I got marked by a troublesome individual, Guard thinking while a little bit worried. Deep in his thoughts, in the middle of the woods, suddenly a paper flew and hit his face. Guard asked what is this? It's a poster and map for directions. Directions to Remillion Magic Academy. A poster recruiting student. The location is in the capital, Guard questioned. The world's best magic academy. He ponders, and thought that, surely Count Trey would never think that I would enroll in a magic academy. If it's outside his territory, he shouldn't be able to interfere easily. Guard does not have anywhere to go, so taking the exam wouldn't be a bad choice. So, Guard create a magic circle in his hand. Magic circle expanded, in the middle of nowhere in the woods. This magic circle illuminates, now taller than him, and looks like a portal. Guard jumped toward the center. And instantly in the other side of the portal. Guard is amazed, he's now in the center of the capital. And as expected of the royal capital, it is lively. Buzzing with people, food stalls, beautiful architecture and everything. When Guard suddenly appear out of nowhere, people were all shocked, and questioned. That someone just appeared out of thin air. Guard standing there and nonchalantly, bows then greet them, "Good afternoon." People still shocked, bows their head and responded their greetings. After that, people started to gather and began to chatter, that they never saw such magic. Guessing who is that man and if he is a nobility. Guard saw what's happening, and remember that Lotto can use mid-tier magic, and that is because he is a noble. And that to the commoner, they probably never even seen mid-tier magic. Base on their reactions. To Guard, if he used too many spells he'll bother them. And also causing commotion here might affect the exam and that's last thing he want. So Guard dispel his magic portal. And run quickly out of the public view. With a beautiful weather as Guard is running. He hears someone calling for help. As he noticed a figure in an alleyway. A guy holding a woman, talking that no one would save a noble like her. But why? No one will save a noble. Anyway they noticed Guard standing there looking at them. Then our noble girl, with teary eyes looks to Guard and asks to help her. As they saw that Guard didn't react, pervert guy continues his actions. And says that, what he said earlier. That it is pointless, no one will help her. He started to pull her dress, while laughing savagely, and commenting that she looked pretty cute. And shout in excitement, when suddenly Guard pulled him. Pervert guy bit confused and look who's doing that. Then Guard moves to block and protect the girl. Our girl, with tears on her face look at Guard. Pervert guy not happy, and angrily point at the girl, that a weak-looking noble is in front of them, he asked. Now looking at Guard, face to face, an idea rushed to his head. He described, that it is a tailcoat Guard is wearing. That means Guard is also a noble, he proudly say. And that nobles can't hurt the commoners, if he know. And he can't do anything to him. Wow, a world where nobles can't hurt commoner. So the pervert guy was smiling, he told Guard to move aside, and he will let him join if he apologize. You would want that, wouldn't you? He asked, as pervert guy start to grab our noble girl. This pervert guy is persistent, what a confidence. When suddenly Guard, grab his hand. Pervert guy is shocked, and ready to tell his rights again. Guard interrupted him, and explains that what he is wearing is a butler suit. Which means he can fight fair and square. and ask him what he will do. Pervert guy is now very pissed. Start to launch an attack to guard. He's trying to throw a punch, not knowing that guard is still holding his hands. Noble girl warns guard and to look out. Guard, now serious, press his thumb to the arm of pervert guy. It start to glow. We now see that guard use magic gift. Perv guy didn't know what happened, but he feels heat and power surging through his body. He thinks that this must be his hidden power being awakened. Not even finished to what he's talking. His body began to feel weird. His vision shaking. On the other hand, guard thinks that's enough. So what happens? That's in a split second, guard infused him with a massive amount of magic power, and then took it back. What will happen to a human when they are infused with more magic power than their capacity? Like pouring water on an already full glass. Perv guy started to shriek in agony, while guard starts to walk away, tidy up his suit like a real gentleman. Then he talks to noble girl that she should not worry about perv guy, and he will not die. Noble girl, shocked and thankful. Guard decided they leave there, and ask if she can walk. She replied yes, while looking to guard, the one who saved her, out of that alley, now in the open area full of people. Noble girl property thanked guard for saving her. As she's bowing her head, guard asked her to calm down as people start to notice them. She introduced herself as Yuri, and thanks guard again. Guard replies that it is fine, and introduced himself also. Yuri explains that guard is amazing, that he defeats that strong-looking guy in an instant. Then Yuri asks guard, why is he so strong? Guard was surprised about her question, and was taken aback by that. In guard's mind, if he says that he was a sage in his previous life, she probably wouldn't believe it. So 600 years ago, guard finished adventuring every part of the world, and continued hunting down monsters, like dragons, mimic box, sandworms and many more, until one day he became a sage, a position that protects world's order. However, guard didn't have time for himself. The higher his position, was the less free time he had. Like he was shackled and chained. He had a research that he needed to accomplish, magic studies that needed to be completed. That's why he abandoned everything, reincarnated, and choose to live in a new era. But guard can't really say that to Yuri, that he is a former strongest sage. So he is thinking of what to tell her. Yuri is a bit puzzled about what guard is thinking. Guard replied with his made-up reason. That is because he do workout. Then, there's an awkward silence in the air after he said it. Yuri questioned, working out. Then she just accepted it. Guard felt embarrassed for what he said. Then guard turns around, and excuses himself that he's going to go now, and that he needs to apply for the Magic Academy entrance exam. Yuri was surprised to hear that, and that she is also going to apply for the entrance exam. Guard stops and turns to Yuri. Yuri explained with a sad look on her face, that she is not confident. She doesn't have much magic power, and is weak. That's why she told her parents that she didn't want to go. But before she finished her sentence, guard told her that if she doesn't want to go, then don't go. That it's her life, and she can do whatever she wants. Then Yuri replies aggressively with a sad expression, that she can't do that. She holds her dress shaking and tears starts to fall. Crowd looked at what happened. Guard also worried expression on his face, asked Yuri if she's okay. Now Yuri, already crying, responded that she is an unwanted child. In a flashback, we see Yuri practicing her magic, putting her hands in the air, and a magic circle forms. Then as she releases this spell, fireball, only a little smoke materialized. We see a guy very disappointed in her. Then he asks why she is so useless, and asks if she really is his daughter. So this guy in a fancy suit is Yuri's father. Yuri stood in silence with a saddened look. Her father gave her a paper, and told her that she should apply for that exam. That paper is a poster, same as what guard got, a direction for Remillion Magic Academy. As Yuri sees it, it is the world's best magic academy. She immediately told her father that it is impossible, but her father replies that she's not allowed to complain. Yuri is really shocked and confused. As the day came for Yuri's departure, to take the magic exam, her father told her to listen well, that all of their family members graduated from Remillion Magic Academy. That's how they've been able to prosper, and that if she fails the exam, she will be disowned. Back to the present, Yuri is still crying as she tells the story, and reasons to guard. And if that happens, she can't live in their house anymore, and need to leave the lands also. Guard was surprised to hear that. Yuri apologizes that she didn't mean to tell Guard all that, and that he should just forget it. Guard remembers what happened to him also. Being told harsh words and kicked out of the mansion. He thought that he saw himself in her. So Guard called Yuri, and says, "Give me your hand." Yuri was confused and answered, "Okay." They hold hands. Guard smiles and finds out what Yuri's case. She certainly has low magic. But she has a rather large magic capacity. And in that case, Guard, still holding Yuri's hand, he uses magic gift. It is the method he uses to that perv guy, but a bit different, rather than pouring magic power roughly. This time Guard infuses Yuri with magic power carefully. Yuri feels the magic power as it infuses to her body. That it is hot. After that Yuri noticed the change within her body. She amazingly describes that she can feel power swelling up. What is this power? She inquires to Guard. Guard didn't know what to answer, thinking of something. We'll go with that, and that is the power of muscle training. A little bit not sure if Yuri will buy that. Yuri is dumbfounded and speechless. "Thank you very much," she said, and just accepted it. After that, they go to Remillion Magic Academy. As they both register for entrance exam, they got their registration tickets. The exam is tomorrow, Guard said to Yuri, and she mentioned that she is nervous. Guard sees that Yuri also decided to apply as well. Yuri replies yes, and added that she has obtained the muscle training she got from Guard. While happily clenching her fists. Even though it's a bit scary, she added. Guard told her that he thinks that it is a good thing. And that scary things are scary. However, you are trying to overcome that fear. No matter what reasons you have, it's something worthy of respect. Guard told her. Yuri was touched by those words. And feels her heart pounding. Guard thought what he said didn't suit him at all. As they walk, Yuri calls Guard, saying she will do her best. And Guard, a bit shy, replies yeah. And that they will do their best. Inside the academy, a guy standing in front of a big crowd. "Now, I'll explain the content of the exam," he shouts. We see Guard, Yuri and many more other examinees. The instructor explains that there are 3 tests. First, magic capacity appraisal, which is to those who don't meet the specific value will fail. Second, a practical test, showing their special magic to the examiner. And last, battle test, a 1 versus 1 tournament with magic. With a ladder board to battle each winner on every bracket. And if they fall even once, below the target score for each exam, they'll be disqualified on the spot. And ultimately only top 16 will be the ones that pass. With a serious face on the instructor, Guard and Yuri, thinking that among these many examinees, only the top 16. Remillion is really a highly selective, elite academy. We also offer scholarships, instructor added, to those who achieve outstanding results in the test. Getting a job, college, magic research. The academy will provide full support to scholarship students in all pathways. Guards thinking that it is an attractive offer. Also, as the instructor continues, that the participants aren't all nobles. There are also commoners, and that class doesn't apply in the exam. Regardless of their status, they will evaluate everyone equally, based on their ability. As all of them listen, Guard thought that if they are concerned about one's status, they won't be able to hold a dual test. And it's only natural. And Yuri commented that it won't be a disadvantage to Guard. And that she is glad. Among the examinees, one looks displeased to why commoners have to take the exam also. A noble boy, in an expensive outfit. Guard noticed him. Instructor announced that they will begin the first test, which is magic capacity appraisal. He created a magic circle above them, and told that each of them shall head to the designated location. A magic paper with instructions appears to everyone. Guard also received the paper, and got the magic experimental room. Yuri finds and calls Guard. They share information, and that they were in the same location. Guard said that they go together, and added that he didn't think there would be many examinees. And feel like he's going to get lost in the crowd. Then, Yuri reaches for Guard's hand. As they hold hands, Guard is surprised. Yuri, flustered, explains that it is just so that they don't get lost. Guard agreed. They walk in the crowd holding hands. In the magic experimental room, we see the arrogant-looking boy. Points that there is a servant in their midst. He's wearing a butler's coat, as he describes, and insults Guard. If he wants his orders, he asks. Guard just ignores him, which infuriates our noble boy. And grab Guard. He yells that if he thinks a commoner, like him, can ignore a noble, Guard just stares at him blankly. Guard replies disinterestedly, rather than paying attention to him. He should pay attention to the test. As the test already started, an examinee's queues started to form. They saw some examinees miserably failing. Our noble boy gets irritated. As he walks to the examiner, he proudly says, that just watch and he'll pass this in no time. Guard fixes his tie, and Yuri is concerned. Asked if he's okay. Guard replies, yes, he's fine. And that they should get in line as well. Noble boy, now in front, says it's his turn. And asks how the instructor is going to measure his magic capacity. The instructor orders him to take the book and infuse it with magic power. Noble boy confidently says, let's go. Then he infused the book with his magic. He was amazed how the pages of the book started to flip. He just waits as the pages slowly flip and stops. The instructor told him that his magic capacity is above the target score. So he passed. Noble boy is delighted to hear that. Guard observes that the book's page will turn depending on their magic capacity. In short, you can tell how magic capacity someone has by how many pages the book turns over. And still, he can't believe how convenient the world has become. That in his era, you need a professional appraiser to tell one's magic capacity. Nowadays, you can tell it just from a magic tool. Guard's very impressed by that, and deep in his thoughts, when suddenly, noble boy tapped Guard's shoulders and asked if he sees his results. Guard, still disinterested, thinks that this guy is the same type as Lotto, and that he should avoid getting involved with him. With the noble boy's arrogant face, he told Guard that it is now his turn, and that he disgrace himself, as commoners do. Guard is now in front of the examiner. He gets ready, and fixes his gloves. Next, a commoner, examiner commented, as he adds, he'll probably fail, but have a try. Guard stayed quiet, and the examiner hands him the book. Guard replies, understood, and he poured his magic into the book. The pages quickly turn one by one. The examiner was stunned by what he saw. It is too fast, and that he never saw it flipping so fast. Then the book forcefully stops. Guard was stunned, when abruptly the book ignites, and started to burn. The examiner were extremely shocked by what happened. And also the examiner was stunned. Noble boy was also shocked that he might pass. Examiner still standing, mouth wide open, as the book turns to ashes. Still blown away as to what happened. Guard slowly asks as to what the results are. Both bewildered at what happened. That this is an unforeseen situation, but Guard magic capacity is probably much higher than the target score. Therefore, he passed. Noble boy is irritated when someone yells, and Guard notices. It's Yuri's turn. We saw Mr. Examiner petrified, and in shocked, that the new book also ignites and burns. Yuri and the examiner are both at loss. Examiner cries, and that the book are expensive. With that, Guard and Yuri have successfully passed the first test.